cloak.
Hold on. How much was it again?
60.
Hang on. I've actually got prices now where I can actually give you more reasonable price for it. So this gentleman is willing to offer you 400 bar for your cloak, your wolf cloak.
Jesus Christ.
And how much is a normal cloak?
Just a standard normal cloak would be 5 silver pieces or 5 decibar.
Ouch!
But it is your large woven cloak. One of a kind at the moment.
Offered on something.
That's a lot of gambling.
There's a lot of gambling, isn't it?
That is a lot of gambling.
Like, why would he want a cloak for that much?
Well, you've got to remember that thing probably did come from a direwolf. Like, it is you've got to realize that it is an amazing cloak.
It may be worth more than 400. One of a kind.
But Dan, do you want a one of a kind cloak? Like,
You can always just get a winter cloak.
Hold on, let me flick a coin here, because I'm torn.
Heads, you sell it. Tails, you give it to Thorin.
Yeah. That's exactly what I do. Damn it! Oh, I got a dice. No, man. I'd I keep it? I'd I keep it even though I lose? Sell it? No, I'm keeping it.
So what's it going to be?
No, I really need that cash. I'll sell it 400 bar.
For 400?
Yep.
400 bar?
Yeah.
You gotta haggle.
Deal, he says. Deal. Okay, that's all cool. He starts counting out the bar.
But I don't give him until he gives me all of it.
Yep. No, he counts it out, and he counts it up to 400 bar. So he'll have the, what do we call it, Jacob? Decker bar.
The quant bar?
Quant bar, thank you. So he'll be giving to you in quant bars, which is worth 5
40
each. Yeah.
Oh, awesome!
So,
Megan can swag it back to Drit and just flick him his quant bar and be like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
How many quant bar was it again?
80 quant bar. Yeah, 80 quant would make up the 400.
I get my quant bar back.
Yeah, he'll give him back his bar.
Okay. Cool.
And I'm going to go and lose it somewhere.
Did you want to buy a cloak?
Yes.
Okay. Rightio. So it's just a cloak.
Yep.
That all you want to buy? Okay. Well, that's 5 decibar.
Sorry, where's the list?
The list, I've got it unfortunately here in front of me. It's not, for some reason.
Okay, so it takes, what is it, 10 decibar for 1 bar?
Correct.
Yep.
It's it's standard decimal system.
Until you get to quant bar, and then it's...
Centi is 100th, deci is 1/10th, bar is the original, and then quant bar is the equivalent of platinum, 5 to 1.
Yep. Also, Drit is looking for back-guano and sulfur while turning his nose up at the locals because they're common for, they're just commoners. I'm better than that.
Right.
Bitches.
So, Drit...
I realised it was a bad choice anyway. Because I'm going to lose it.
Okay, if that's cool. That's how you want to do it, mate. That's totally up to you. So just give me a second, Drit.
No, but he needs the money.
That's fine. That's fair enough. He's paid off his debts. He's happy again. He's got drinking and gambling money.
Yeah.
plenty of it.
Yeah.
Well, he got it.
Well, for now anyway. For now. So Drit, you wander off. You do locate a gentleman. He's not a purveyor of magical components or anything, but he is more of like an alchemist style gentleman, and he's willing to part with some of his sulfur and bat guano and any other sort of special alchemic items he may have for the right price.
I want to actually tell him, I was like, look, give me a free sample. I'll show you something really cool here in the sky, and then I'll buy some additional stuff off of you.
He says you do realize the rules about casting magic within the confines of the town.
On the ground? This is the air, man.
Yes, which sir, I understand that you're wishing to purchase these two particular elements, and I do understand what they can produce. I have been around wizards before, and I think you would get into a lot of trouble even just showing it to people.
Okay, well, how much can I buy for?
Okay, well, he could probably part with probably enough sulfur for 10 pinches of sulfur is not the problem. It's the bat guano he doesn't have a lot of. So he would have probably 5, so you get 5 of the spells off, and you'd have 5 lots of sulfur left over if you can come across any other bat guano somewhere.
Okay, for how much?
Yeah. So the bat guano he'd probably want a bar for.
Okay.
Sorry, the sulfur. Sorry, it's a bit more common. The bat guano he'd want a bar for that itself, because even though it's a lot harder to get.
So a bar for the guano and a bar for the sulfur.
Yep, and you'd have 5, enough for 5 castings of that spell right now. And if you can somehow get some more guano, then you'll have another 5.
Go searching for bat caves.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll go ahead and buy those.
Here we come.
So
Sorry?
sulfur.
Well, you said he's looking for the Bat Cave now. So Gotham City, here we come.
There you go.
Sulfur and bat
Okay,
cave.
guys. So you've done a fair bit of mercantiling. The group is sort of back together again. The new understanding between the two halves of the group is what exactly?
What are you talking about? What?
I'm sorry, I'm eating.
Between Thorin Tatwald
Between
and
Thorin
the rest of the group, what's the understanding?
Well, the understanding was
I
essentially
thought we
that,
were going up to Borisov.
that Tatwald
That's
was
the job.
more than welcome to rejoin, according to Help. Only if he's not going to besmirch the druids' names by doing more dumb thievery shit and getting caught.
Oh. You guys
So
got a
therefore-
reputation. Oh, fuck.
Rightio. So by not getting caught. Okay, no, I just wanted to know the wording. So, okay, you got that, Tatwald?
Yeah.
As long as you don't do more dumb thieving shit by not getting caught.
If I don't get caught again, yeah, alright.
Okay, so there's your out. Improve your skills, matey.
Basically, as with
Yep.
before,
Yep.
if you're caught, I will not support you in any way.
You didn't
It's
support me last time.
That's why I say that's why he said that's why he said as with before. He won't
Yeah.
support you.
You get caught.
Well,
it's your
So
problem.
that's the understanding. So that's all good.
There was
That's all good.
there's absolutely no change. I don't what?
Well, perhaps there may be a change in the future when some skills are required. I don't know.
Wait. Did I kill someone? Oh,
Yeah, you threw someone out of
You
a
threw a
friggin'
dart
like
out of a
nest,
tower.
to 20
Yeah.
feet off the ground, and stabbed him in the neck.
no,
First.
I thought it was just generally in the back, or was it actually the neck?
Yeah, either way, he took enough damage to kill him. He's only a level 1 guard.
Oops.
The guy you threw down the staircase wasn't looking too much better.
Yeah, but let's remember, guys, morality is a viewpoint. Yeah,
Man,
because
things
none
are
of
going
you had
fast.
any problem killing all those captured bugbears, gnolls. You had no problem with that.
Wait, did we kill captured gnolls?
They were all in the entanglement. You guys were trying to burn them crispy critter while they were all entangled.
Yeah, but they were trying to kill us first. As far as
The
I
man-
can.
the man
Sam,
saying-
that's still murder, isn't it?
It's justified homicide.
Self-defense.
There you go. You see, it's
Yeah.
morality is a perspective. So
Sam.
just be careful.
It's not the first time. It's not the last time. So
Unless you're a Seventh-day Adventist, then it's not a.
But
Just in general.
just being aware, guys. That's all. But as long as Tatwald, you understand where the sort of the group stands, that
yeah,
they're happy for you to be part of the group, as long as you, I guess, use your skills for the benefit of the group. If you're not going to use, I'm taking this as sort of the underwritten line here. If you're going to use the skills not for the benefit of the group and get caught, they're not going to be particularly happy with supporting you
right.
if they decide to do
so
so at all.
don't get caught, and the druids are dicks. All right.
No, I didn't say anything about that.
That's how I view it.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Murder is
enough.
greed.
That sort
Yeah.
of talk isn't going to get you very far.
But he's not telling you. He's thinking that's metagaming. Yeah. So okay. So the group is of an understanding. When last we left, also boss. Sorry.
So I was just curious who's got the items we found in the Iron Swamp. Maybe we could find someone around here who might know what they are.
Yep. Okay. Can you give me a Actually, no. You'd have the context to talk. Okay. Did you want to show them to the old druid, or did you want some sort of other knowledgeable person?
No, I would show them to the druid if they were.
Okay.
Like who had them. And
Rightio. He can straight away. He can identify. So you had the lock thing and the quill thing.
Quill tip. Yeah.
Sam, you just seem to be whining a lot. Jesus.
What?
In the chat.
Oh,
keep
sorry.
going on and on.
Sorry. Okay. The quill thing he can identify as Elvish straight away. Yeah. So, and he can't give you much more than that at the moment. He said if it's Elvish and it's magical, then he doesn't know what sort of properties it could probably do, but obviously it would have something to do with the function of writing. Exactly how that works, he wouldn't know, so I'd suggest that you try to find out.
I would ask him if he's got a spare piece of parchment.
Well, the thing is,
lying
it's the quill. What you need is to use it properly. You'd have to get a feather to actually, like, it's the cylinder that the feather quill goes into, and you hold the metal barrel that surrounds the feather, and you have to make a quill. So you'd need to go to a quill maker. Sorry. So you'd still need a few bits and pieces, but you're in luck. There are quill makers in this town, so that's not a big issue for you. But it would have something to do with the properties of that. So in saying that, he says he also notes that in the design, and he sort of points it out to you, so this would indicate that he's had some sort of interaction with elves of some sort. He says, do you notice this here? And he points to a sort of a stylized figure. He says, I believe that to be a swan. So my guess would be that you're looking for a swan feather.
Okay.
Would be important to this object to work. As to the other device is clearly of human origin. He says, you're going to be here a while, so he says if you're happy for him to examine it, he might be able to give you some more insight into it if he has a chance to look at it more closely.
Yep, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Rightio. So you got now. So we'll sort of, if everything else is done, everyone's shopped and all that, we'll move towards the end of the week, where Scott, you have secured passage for the group. You're going down to Skagin, and then from Skagin up to Borisov.
Cool.
Is that correct? That's what you're looking for last time, eh?
Yeah,
and you're trying to get working passage.
Oh, hang on.
So,
There's one minor problem here, possibly. The passage that I organised at the time was with the merchant who we came down the river with.
Yep.
who may or may not be. So before we go on the boat, I'll interrogate Catwald if he knows who the merchant was. Did he see the merchant, or that he was robbing?
No, but it's made him very anxious.
Well, in that case, he probably didn't see him either. So.
Yeah, so he it would appear that he doesn't know Catwald at all. So you were working out on trying to get a working passage. The working passage will only get you as far as Skagin. From Skagin, you still need to find a boat. First of all, it's going to take you all the way to Borisov, and whether or not you can get it as working passage or as paid passengers.
Cool.
So you visit the elderly druid. He's had some time to look at your magical item. He believes that if you can find the correct command words, there are 3 command words, but he doesn't know exactly what they are. But one is to bind this lock to a book. The second one is to lock, and the third one is to open. This is a magical lock. It's similar to like a hold portal, but for a book. So without being able to open it, you cannot physically open, without opening the lock, you cannot actually physically open the book. It locks.
Okay. All right.
You would basically destroy the book in trying to open it.
What
Trying
is
to remove the lock once it's bound to the book. So in that respect, it would serve a secret document, or it would serve a spell book or a sacred text very well in protecting it from the eyes of someone who doesn't need to see it, sort of thing. But he doesn't know. He said that the first thing he'd have to do is work on
how to bind it to a book.
what's the
binding
origin
to
of the lock?
So
Guys? Yep.
he seems to think that it's of human make.
Yes,
Okay.
which means it's probably from Doontown or Var or any of the precursor kingdoms that came before them during the battles between the elves and the humans. And if anyone knows anything about the North, and no one here does, unfortunately, I don't think. No one comes up from the North, do they?
I mean, I wonder
Most
if I
of you
could-
are the middle of the South. Well, you're in the middle, so that's okay. You won't know which nation it tends to do that sort of thing. So,
Okay, yeah, because
so
Alright.
it would be a very handy device for, as I said, a magic user to guard their book from other people. It would be really handy to use to protect holy scriptures, secret documents, all that sort of stuff. But he's not sure what the activation words are. You need to find out a little bit more about it.
Cool.
Yeah. So both, well, one's still a bit of a mystery. The other one you have a little bit more knowledge on, but not actually how to use it. He wouldn't be able to tell you anything about how much they work or anything. He wouldn't have any idea of that because he doesn't know their actual, well, he doesn't know the quill holder thing actual ability, and he guesses that the other one would only suit someone who has a need for a book to be protected. So is there anything else before you go, guys? Go on your last day.
no.
I just need to buy some simple supplies like rations and torches because someone lit all mine.
Okay, well, that's out of the standard player's handbook, lady.
I don't know who.
I would have liked to have during that time just scout around for a swan's feather.
Okay.
What page is it on?
Because I'm interested in how this particular nib works.
Yeah.
Don't exactly
Okay.
like the culture that it came from, but
Yeah.
how it
35,
works.
Sid, page 35, 36. Okay, no, that's cool. Okay, so you can find several sort of shed feathers. That's not an issue, but are you wanting something particular? Are you like wanting to purchase the best feather for a quill? What's your game? You know,
The
just
best
anything will
swan
do, or-
feather that I can purchase for this type.
Okay, so and you'd be going to a quill maker for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a range, and white and black, and he asks you sort of what style nib are you wanting? A nice thin fine line? Are you wanting a more of a calligraphy fatter line? What sort of nib are you wishing to use?
I just
That
need
he
the
can make for you.
feather. I need a quill repaired as opposed to a new one made.
You will need the quill made though, matey.
Oh, black. Okay.
If I wasn't just, you know, that device sort of it clasps the actual quill.
Ah, okay. So it holds
The
the
quill
quill.
sits inside it. Yeah, it sits inside it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then.
What sort of style of writing? A general writing quill?
Yeah.
Okay. Rightio. He can have that done for you in a couple of hours. And what sort of feather did you want?
Swan feather.
The black or the white? A white one. Okay.
A white one. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So he's going to charge you 5 decibars when you return.
Okay. So in that case, I need to go and can I convert currency while I'm here?
Yep. Well, you could try to convert it with him if you want. You can barter.
I need to remember what everything converts to now. That's.
Do you have a bar at all?
No, I spent it all on
Okay, that's cool.
all my things.
Yep.
I have Corin though.
Okay, Corin. Okay, Corin he's willing to give you 9 out of 10. So 90% value of the Corin piece you got. So you'll get the quill and 4 decibar back instead of 5 decibar.
Yep.
So you're losing it on roughly 10% of the value of your Corin piece, which is not too bad because money lenders charge anywhere from 10 up to around about 40%.
That's fine. I'll go with that. If it's the lower end of the spectrum for exchange.
Yep.
So.
As you say, on this side of the mountain, on this side of the mountain, on this side of the island, the Kirk coin is almost as valued as the bar.
Yeah, that's fine. So I get 4 decibar back and a white quill.
And the white quill.
The white swan quill.
Yep, and it looks beautiful. Did you want any ink with that, sir? He says.
Yeah, please.
So he has several different types of ink. There's a couple of colors as well as different sorts of ink to be written on different mediums. So what are you looking for? Are you looking for sort of an indelible ink? Are you looking for the average ink? Are you looking for one that might be once dried a little bit more resistant to being wet? What sort of
Probably
thing?
more resistant to being wet based on where it is we're going to be traveling for the next however long.
Okay, rightio. So a bottle of ink. Let me have a quick squeeze for that for you. Where are you?
And some if he's got any paper or parchment to go with, then I
Okay. So normally a flask of spell ink, which is the highest grade, what you're talking about, is 100 bar.
That's exactly, yeah, that's, okay.
It's really a lot. So what he can do, though, is he can give you a much smaller amount for, you know, perhaps a couple of lines, and that would be it, for your 4 decibar, and he'll give you a sheet of probably vellum. If that's not as, I think that's the cheaper version of everything.
Is there any cheaper? Is there any cheaper inks?
Yeah. Yep. He can give you sort of regular ink, and that's only around about 20 bar for a flask.
20 bar for
and a flask would last you many pages, like 20, 30 pages.
I'm running a bit light on
Yep.
currency at the moment, so. I think I'll just grab the vellum, the small amount of waterproof ink for the 4 decibars, what it was.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
That's
So you got
fine.
something to experiment with. That's cool. Okay, no problem. Done and dusted. Okay, if yep.
So how much
Cool.
of the vellum did I get?
A sheet.
And
Okay, so Haim, you've been befriended by several of the children who bring you lots of wonderful little treats, who don't mind sharing with you. You play with them, you exchange stories, all that sort of stuff. You do. Some of the kids were made orphans by a raiding on the Dundas Plains. So if you have a look on the Roll20 map, I'll just ping where the Dundas Plains are and send to you all on it. So that's that whole area in here all the way through to the coast. This sort of middle upper right section, that's the Dundas Plains. It's usually full of when the first settlers come, it became sort of a nomadic land. It has been settled with several farms, and so it's sort of a semi-farmed, semi-nomadic sort of stock of people. And several of these kids are sort of not, they're sort of country, slightly different culture to Axed kids, so they're not sort of getting the best treatment, but they're not being abused or anything. But they are sort of a little bit of almost a second-class citizen in Axed. So they're only getting basic stuff, which is probably why they are quite happy that you're actually paying attention to them. But you find out, there's apparently over the course of the last 5 months, there's a group of someones out there that are going around raiding lots of the nomadic farmer sort of thing. It's not that they're discriminating, it's just that the rest of the town won't give the orphanage. They do a pretty good job on the little they get. The people at the orphanage, an elderly woman, her daughter, and the elderly woman's brother, another elderly gentleman, they do all they can, you know, but they are working on shoestring stuff. They don't have a lot of money. They don't get a lot of money. The old man works extra hard, which is very hard for him to do anyway. He's an elderly gentleman. The old woman provides as much as she can. The young woman has got 2 jobs to try to bring in extra money. Yep. That's all cool, Megan. If you want to buy that, you got the money, go for it. Okay.
Yeah, the prices are the same from the book. All right, cool.
Yep.
It's just a little conversion.
When you say shopping list clock, what do you mean clock?
Did I say clock? I meant cloak.
Oh, cloak. Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry. So a cloak is.
But can I get a cloak?
No. You can get a water clock and a shadow clock, but that's about it. How thick are you making this cloak?
Are we going up the mountain anytime soon?
I don't know, are you?
Are we? Where are we going, guys?
We're going way
You're going
north.
We're heading to Borisov.
Is it cold there?
Yep.
Nope.
Don't forget, you are moving
Hi,
from
summer.
summer into
Hi, awesome.
autumn in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I'll get whatever the average is. Not too thick.
Okay,
not too thin.
rightio. So it weighs about 35 coin weight.
Like an all-purpose cloak or
Well,
clock.
sort of, it doesn't clock here. It doesn't do terribly well in cold weather, but it does mostly what you want.
I'm not going to freeze to death or lose a finger.
I don't know.
Oh,
That'll
you
be
might.
fun to find out, won't it?
Yeah.
Okay, pouches. Come on, where are you? The other one. Pouches. The small belt pouch weighs 5 and can take up to 25 coin weight inside it. The large one weighs 10 and can take up to 50 coin weight inside it. But don't forget, add the 5 to the 25 for the total weight of each one of those things. Torches weigh 25 apiece. Iron
Already got-
rations.
That's a lot of rations. That's going to be the heaviest bit.
Yeah, provisions, iron rations. They weigh 75 coin weight each.
I will not buy that many. Yeah.
Okay.
Probably
Usually,
buy
when you're adventuring, usually 1 to 2 weeks is all you really need on the island, because you usually will get to another place by then.
I'm trying to waste as much money as I can now, so I don't lose it later. Lose it.
Hold on, it might be worth it or something later. But
Like,
anyway,
I'm contemplating giving Tatworld some of the stuff, because I know he's going to end up stealing some of it anyway.
okay.
Hello. So, what's up?
So up to you.
Do you need money?
No, I'm fine, dude.
Do you need coin?
Throwing hook me up.
Yeah. Right. Paranoia.
So
would-
while you
I
guys
would-
are finishing off the last bits there, Scott, Salvos, and Ongan, you say your farewells to the elderly druid.
Yep.
And you start making your way. So guys, if there's nothing else,
On the barges.
you'll be heading down to Skagin. It's going to take a very short time. I'll just do the encounter rolls. Just waiting for Dave to do his typing.
Right, before we leave, are there any like armor or anything like that? But I can
There's
look
all
at-
sorts of armor, but you can look at it, yes. Dave, yeah. They look a bit... you might need to talk to your group leader. We have given you some money to provide for you for this mission.
Who's the group leader?
Halt is who's referring to.
Well, whoever it is, I don't know. It's like, could be Help, could be Ongan, could be who knows.
Was he
And-
small or tall? I'm assuming it's one of the druids.
Yeah, it probably is.
Was he
Probably is.
small and tall?
Was he smaller than a bread box or bigger than a bread box?
I don't
So we'll
think
end up
you-
taking an actual
we're
ship up
only-
to.
only myself and I would have talked to the druid. I would have thought anyway. But
I'm sorry, Scott. Something about the druid?
I was just saying, I'm pretty sure only myself, Melt or Heim talking to that guy. The head
Yep.
druid.
Yeah. Well,
Everything else
Heim's
is-
been hanging around the circle, so that's why he's asking about the thing. But
Oh, sorry, was that?
Um,
yeah, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I've got the money.
I've been
Yep.
in and out over the
Yep.
period of time.
Provisioning yourself,
Yeah.
getting rosy, chubby cheeks with the amount of cheese and wine you've been drinking and eating.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Okay, so you set out at the end of the week, and I wish I had my calendar, but I'm going to advance the calendar 4 days. So on the 5th day, now if any of you have needed healing,
Probably. Hold on.
What? Why am I becoming president?
No,
I don't know. So no one here needs any healing?
I didn't.
No.
I think Tat
I
was.
do. I'm still
Okay.
trying to get health back.
Okay, rightio. So you would have healed 4 hit points from just resting.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm still not max.
Okay, then the rest is up to you to work out how you can get the rest back.
Alright, okay.
Okay. Rightio, you're on the barge, guys. If there's nothing else, you'll head out of Axe Head. Sailing down, as you start moving down from Axe Head, it takes all of 2 hours at the most to suddenly realize that you're encountering a lot more river traffic. So you're hailed. There's an exchange told that it would be safer to travel on the southern side of the river if you can, as there's been reports of marauders on the Dundas Plains. So it's entirely up to you, but that's how they're doing. They're tuning back up the river. Apart from that, oh damn! Who's in the front?
Not Drit.
I'm going to say that I would have been at the front because I was close to the front in the last concession.
Radio, I need you to give me a 1d6,
Young
please.
boat 2.
Yeah. Okay, Ongun.
Hurts.
Yep, it does. I need to see by how much.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
2 rounds worth.
No. They're not surprised. They've got the ambush. I just need to know by how much. So there is a hail of arrows that you're met with that none of you get to react to. So, Ongun, what's your AC? You do not include dexterity. The only thing you can include in this is armor and shield. That's all. And any magic that pertains to the armor, shield, or ring of protection. So, Ongun, what's your
My AC at the moment is 7.
Okay, that hits.
Yep.
Okay, Thorin,
5.
that hits. Haim,
Ouch.
Sword and stops arrows.
unfortunately, you are surprised, which means the sword doesn't get a chance to. So, without shield, without dexterity, just your weapon, armor that you're wearing, if you have a shield, and any magic that applies to you that you're aware of.
So the armor he is wearing is
So leather and shield. Okay,
That
so
means
6.
6.
You get hit. Okay, Helt, what's your AC, please?
All right, one
Scott.
moment. Oh.
Bastards are gonna get it.
I can look up your sheet, maybe if it's you're having trouble with.
Not right.
What have I got here? AC leather, and wooden buckler. So that's 7,
What's the ring
6.
of protection?
Okay. What armor class is your ring of protection? Plus
ring
1.
protection and buckler.
5. Okay. Yep. 5. Okay. Here we go.
So is my buckler not 1?
Yep. Yep. So it's down to 5.
What's leather?
So you got your magical armor, which takes you to a 7.
Oh, so
Your buckler, which takes you to a 6.
leather.
Your ring of protection, which takes you to a 5.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a hit. Megan.
I don't think I gained anything off dexterity. Got a
Yeah,
12.
Yeah.
Just started leather and shield then.
Yeah.
7, 6.
No. Plus 1 leather.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's a hit still. They're doing exceptionally well. And so I've hit everyone except for Tatwall. What's you? What's he wearing?
I'm wearing leather armor. I
8.
get a plus, get a +3 from my thingy, from my dex,
Your
I
dex?
think.
Which is not counted because you're surprised.
Oh dear.
And it misses you.
Hey!
He's finally had
So,
some good luck.
Other
Drit.
people hit. Oh, Drit, sorry. Hang on a second. Drit. Hit.
I have an 8.
Miss. Yep. An
Missed.
8.
Yeah, armor
No,
class.
I'm not doing you yet, matey. I'm doing everyone else on the barges.
I thought I was on the barge. I was going with everybody.
Yeah, you are, but I'm just doing theirs, and I'll do you in a second. Just know which barges got hit. Okay,
Oh.
rightio. So, helps. Everyone on you and your barge got hit. Everyone on the front barge got hit. Everyone on the second barge got hit. That's it. So, Drit, you just got a ring, eh?
Yeah, ring of protection +1. So it's I have an armor class 8.
It should be a 9.
Okay, I have an armor class of
Yeah.
9, and then I have a ring of protection.
No. That ring of protection only grants you 1 from 10.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, never mind.
So your,
That's
your,
okay.
dexterity, your dexterity 15, is it?
And you are hit.
Sir.
And everyone on you're the only one hit on your craft, okay? So I just got to decide which one the guy is on. 2, 3, 4. So Ongan, no, you're at the front. Megan, you're with the merchant. The merchant has been missed, which is good. Okay, damage. Everyone bar Catwald. Okay, so Ongan, you take 3 points.
Yep.
Haim, you take 6 points. Halt, 3. Megan, 2. Thorin, 4. Drit, 3. You can see several of the people on board no one from your group has actually been like taken out completely. Several people got hit with arrows and they're sort of down or moving about. You can see on the far north side, through the bushes, there are several archers. There are around about 3 archers per barge.
Oh, okay. How far off are they?
They would be around about 70 yards away.
70 yards, I believe. To 150 yards. So, as my first action, I'm actually going to, as spell casting, I'm going to go ahead. And
Okay, so on initiative, if you get initiative, so for the next combat round, you're casting a spell. That's all you got to announce this now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know what I'm casting. So.
Cool. Yeah. Okay, so we're going into initiative. Ongan, you're going to roll it in a second. Are there any other spellcasters doing any spellcasting?
Do we all know where they are?
You can see now that they've actually done the ambush, it's pretty obvious that they're in the bushes there.
Then I'll be casting an entangle on the largest concentration of.
Ooh.
That sucks for
Entangle
them.
and fireball and it's going to be obliteration time. Okay, rightio. So we'll need to roll initiative. So Ongen, if you can roll a d6, please, and beat a 6. 5. Okay, here's the danger. Any spellcaster, if you get hit, normally that means your spell's gone. I'm going to do something different just for a bit more drama. So there's going to be, if you can give me a good enough description about how you might avoid that taking your spell away, you might get to successfully roll your spell in any case. But normally in the rules, you get hit, your spell's gone. I just think that's, yeah, we'll see. So the arrows come in again. Ongen?
Yep.
You are missed. Thorin? You are hit again. This time, though, you do have your full armor. Anyone who's got dexterity can add this to the next thing. But I think hitting you on an armor class 2 is still going to hit you.
Yep, I'm armor class 3.
Yep.
So.
Yep, so that still hits you. Okay. So that's Ongen, Thorin, Helt. You are missed. Megan, you are hit. So I'm going to do Megan, Thorin first. 1 point of damage. Megan, 4 points of damage. Hein, you're missed. Also, Hein, you aren't detecting anything to draw anything to you, if you know what I mean. You're not on a ley line. That leaves us. That leaves us Tatwold and Drit, I believe. Tatwold? Okay, Tatwold, what is your armor class with your +3 this time, or 4, whatever it is?
It's normally an 8 with leather.
And
So does
dexterity 18?
yeah.
And your armor class 4.
Which means you just get missed. An arrow narrowly misses you and impales itself in the post next to you. Right. And Drit.
That hits.
That hits.
Yeah.
You're going to take the damage, but if you can tell me how you can somehow, what are you doing taking 2 points of damage? What are you doing to try to overcome this difficulty?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't really know right now. I'm just kind of taking the arrow. But I don't really know how to. I don't know what the barge looks like. If there's anything to really kind of keep myself up on or anything. So
make it up.
Okay. Take an arrow and. Okay, so I guess I'm just making it up. So all right, so I take the arrow to the shoulder, and as it knocks me back, I'm still upright as I fall into one of the merchant's boxes that he's transporting merchandise on. It kind of keeps me upright and able to still cast spells.
Okay, what I'm going to do is you're going to be able to do that, but they get a +2 to their saving throw because it's not a perfectly cast spell.
That's
okay. So we go down to their missile fire's done. They can't really do much else. We go into 5 missile fire from you people.
No, I'm going to be using my shield and things like that to cover our rowers or our oarsmen or whatever the hell you want to call them, the guys with the barge pole.
Yeah.
And
So you'll be doing
I'm gonna order
movement
them
cover.
to hut, move faster.
Mm-hmm. So you're yelling that out. That's all cool. Yep. Anyone else doing anything else apart from the spellcasters?
I'm going to try finding cover.
Okay.
I'm up.
Oh, sorry, Megan. You go, Megan.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I'm on the barge with the guy, right? The boss, the guy we're meant to be working for.
Yep. And sorry, I'll just check. He was missed last time. This time, he's been missed again.
Good, because I'm going to be covering him and trying to find cover for both of us.
Okay. Rightio. So, Haim, you're going to be leaping across the barge into the other barge, which is totally cool, to help cover Helt. Helt, what are you doing?
Did you not hear me say I was casting, Steve?
Oh, sorry. Yep. So you're casting. All good. Okay. Rightio. Ongen?
It's an entangle, right? And
that's right. You were casting too. Rightio. Okay. So either we're taking cover, protecting someone, or casting a spell. All good. So Ongen and Helt, you didn't get hit, did you? So your spells go off as per, providing they've got the range and all that sort of stuff. Cool. Okay, so on a 5, missile fire, none, spells.
I had an entangle right in the middle.
So first of all, how many segments does an entangle take to cast?
Spells Tangle has 3 segments.
How many segments does a fireball take to cast?
3 segments as well.
Okay, so simultaneous. That's all cool. That'll create some interesting results. Okay, as that's happening, as the spells go off, Haim, I want you to make a 4d6 roll versus your dexterity to jump from raft to raft. Under your dex, please.
No, you
No,
don't.
no, you're one behind him. You're the one behind him. Yeah.
Time's about
So
to
you'll have an extra bath.
I was about to say.
Yep.
About to take a bath.
Yep. 46, please, under your dex. Is that under your dex, Haim? What does those extra rolls mean? I'm taking the 13 made by 0.
That much.
Okay.
2, 3.
I made by 3. Okay, cool. Okay, you are successfully on the barge and you're moving to protect Helt. Okay, Helt and Ongan. These guys get a saving throw. Is that right?
Against entangle, yep.
Steve, I'm actually doing something quite unconventional with my entangle. I'm actually going to entangle the rafts together and try to entangle ourselves, essentially, to try and provide us with cover from the archers. And any,
cool. So you're bringing it up more along the northern flank of the barge line, sort of thing.
Yep, yep.
Cool. Okay. Sweet ass. Okay, so in that case, I'll do you first, Scott. Basically, the only thing that can really screw you up is if I throw a 1. You're fine. Your plan goes off, guys. Okay, entangle. Here we go. And they need a versus spells. They need a. Where are you? Okay, 17 or more. They're entangled, and they're human, so they don't get to move very well. As they now they're entangled the same time they're hit by. Sorry.
And they're immolated.
At the same time as they are hit by a fireball, they can no longer dodge. They are held. So we don't have to worry about a saving throw, except for, there's one thing I've got to say for, but basically roll your damage drip because the people within the sphere
19.
Can't get out. Okay, so just let me have this first. 19. Okay. You will see one of them get up and run like the bejeebers northward away from you guys. Okay, so
this was not in the
At least he's trying.
Okay, you take 8 of them out. That's it. They are ash in the wind. Okay. What is the area effect of your entangle, please, Ongan?
That's a good question. It is.
I think you get
a 40-yard diameter.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, radio. So
double the size of the fireball.
Yep. So you will have captured 3 more individuals. Okay, so
we captured a total of 11. I captured a total of 11 in the entangle.
Yep. And 8 of them now don't exist. Yeah, they don't exist anymore. Okay, so all of you might look at a little bit of surprise towards it. No, he's not on fire, but he.
No, I said the wood.
Is the entangle on fire?
There is nothing left to be on fire.
Good God!
It's smoking. It is smoking. You know, Smoking.
What about the rest of the entangle? Because was
The rest of the entangle is slowly burning.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
There is fire.
Yeah, but in the center of the fireball, it's the amount of damage you've done is pretty much reduced things to ash, pretty much, until you get to the bottom of the trunks of the bushes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that's ended well, surprisingly. And everyone just looks around and gives a big, huge huzzah to you guys. Selvos, sorry, not Selvos, sorry. Helt. Yeah, Helt. You've kept all of the barges nice and protected and together. You can release that at any time you want to, although you might want to just use it to move between the barges just to fix people up or whatever you want to do. I don't know, you and Ongen. Ongen?
I'll stroll across and check on people.
Okay, so you'll be just tending to the basics. No one here is at death's door or anything. You've been lightly peppered, basically.
I don't know. This cut on my bicep.
Oh, you poor man.
Drit just like breaks the arrow off on the shoulder and then just like pulls it through.
Okay.
To remove this annoyance from my body.
Rightio. So, once you've done all your healing, your basic healing's helped, is that when you release the rafts to continue downward, or are you wanting to stay there for any other reason?
Possibly.
Are there any of them left?
There's 3 left.
There's still 3.
There's 3 left. Then I'd like to get one of the barges over so that we can take them hostage and hand them over to Smorgan, given that if they're a band of mercenaries, we want to sort of hand over any informants.
Yeah, I would have suggested that some of the guys go ashore while I was checking on.
Okay, so you release one of the barges to do that?
Yep, that's
At this, I'm just currently making sure the entangle doesn't disappear so they don't get away.
Yep. Well, the tangle is
They
burning.
won't get away, I promise.
Oh, well, they're going to take some damage. So Haim puts his hand up to go over with you, Thorin. So Haim, you don't have to jump now because Halt has kindly linked up all the rafts for you just to walk through. So you and Thorin go over on one of the barges. So I just need to see how long it takes you because I don't know how much of the entangle is going to burn and how many people are going to take damage from the burn. Okay, radio.
Swim.
You're in armor. Not a good idea in water. Ongen, can you give me a 2d6 roll, please?
A 2d6?
Haim, you can see him. He's got quite a distance on you right now. Okay, and just me.
You bastard.
Okay, so by the time they start swinging one of the rafts across the river, one of them's gone. By the time they get to the other side of the river, 2d6, 2d6 again, please. Oh, okay, guys. You're probably putting the flames out on the dead body.
No.
By the time you get there.
Drake, I could actually cast fire technique to knock out the fire in the bush and just like choke them.
Search them for anything of value that hasn't been singed.
1 second. Just have a check there, and check there. Okay, everything's failed. It's all melty, blobby stuff, if anything.
So no arrows, no nothing made it through. Right.
Does the word woof mean
Yeah.
anything?
Yeah.
Whoosh. Yeah. Okay, the merchant sort of collects himself and asks that the caravans, as it so to speak, moves down towards Smorgan as all haste.
Yeah.
Yeah, only this time Drit's gonna like put something over his head just in case more arrows rain down from somewhere.
Yep. Other thing, guys, is I need to know, I mean, apart from your, I'm working on that you took your standard complement of spells, except Drip, who added Fireball.
I'd like. I was going to change one of my third
Yep.
level spells. I was gonna
Now, sorry.
No, you go. I'll just have a quick.
I just had a question because I didn't know. 'Cause I have to actually
Yep.
use Fireball the first time before I can memorize it, which was that
No,
was
no,
the
no.
first time.
You've memorized it. Well, you had it, so it's only third level spell you could memorize, so that's it. You memorized
So
that.
I get one third level spell. I just want to know how many spells I can
Each
actually
day. Yep, yep. So you get the same you got before, plus a third level spell. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'm only assuming that you're sticking roughly to your standard spell loss choice plus a fireball.
Yep.
Until you get another third level spell, sort of thing.
I'm just gonna swap out my third levels will be a stone shape and a neutralized poison as opposed to a
Okay.
Cool. Cure disease and neutralize poison.
Okay. Right, guys. The rest of the trip down. Good. You row or don't think you row. You barge pole into Smorgon, the upper harbour of Smorgon, which is more designed for the river trade as well as small, more like sort of step up one little single mast or rowboats, sort of boats. You can see past them into the harbour proper, and it's there that you see the large sailboats that are the ocean boats. Smorgon. You come down the river, it widens about twice the width to around about 200 odd yards-ish. The banks you can see have actually, when you get to within roughly 300 yards of the city outer wall, you can see that the banks here have been manually changed to give advantage for the high ground. So should anyone land up here, it's going to be really hard for them to actually land on shore or anything without taking some damage if people are already on the high ground. You can see several small slums built up the river a bit before you come to Smorgon proper. Smorgon proper is Axe Head on steroids. It's got many multi-layered, leveled, buildings. Lots made out of stone, some out of wood. At a guesstimate, you are looking, Axe Head was, I think, somewhere in the region of 5,000 people. Smorgon, you're looking at close to or over about 20,000 people. So if you want to think of your most like really packed, built up sort of township sort of thing, that's what you're looking at. And I've got to take a bio break right now, guys. I'll be back in a few seconds. So just have a talk about what you want to do when you get to Smorgon, and I'll take that when I get back.
So are we like just going straight to the passage for
No, we need to actually find passage north to
Okay.
Borisov now.
I didn't know if it had already been arranged by the druids. So
No. We just said passage to
Fireball
Smorgon.
for you. Yeah, Fireball plus Entangle, that's ridiculous.
I did
He was
say
already rolling
before
by
we
the time I
actually
was trying to-
started this, right, that it's basically now the end of the fighter's job. We no longer have anything to do. You guys just basically set it up and blow it up.
We can still die.
Like, fuck.
You can still get knocked unconscious. Believe me.
I'm not throwing myself into fireball radius.
It's only 20 feet.
How many fireballs do you get a day, though?
I get one.
One? Yeah, so, there's still going to be a lot of situations where one fireball goes off and doesn't kill everyone.
You never know. They could always hit a saving throw or something and only take half damage, so
No,
they're still
what's
going to be on
really-
fire.
What's really ridiculous is the Black Blade of Disaster, but
It's worse than a fireball.
it's always worse than the fireball.
I don't know. I guess I'm gonna when I get to Smorgon, I'm just gonna go look for some kind of like magical place. Maybe some
Okay, sorry.
gathering of magic
So-
users or something.
Okay, so a bit more description of Smorgon. There are several banners flying. They don't look like Imperial crest at all. They look, well, they're actually mercantile. There's one that seems to hold a particular position near the center at a high point, and it looks like a wheel, a silvery colored wheel, with 7 spokes. But if you look at it a bit more closer, it more resembles a ship's wheel than a wheel on a cart.
Okay.
Yep.
You can dock on the dock anywhere. That's fine. This part of the dock that you docked with, you've had to pass through several guards on the side, and the merchant has flown several ensigns, which seem to indicate something. You're not quite sure what it's about. You understand the sort of the principle that there's certain ensigns that show and which allow you certain movement privileges, and he's actually managed to get you into the outer harbour. So he's moved past, I guess, what you'd call the common harbour into the more important part of the harbour, and in that sort of just that little zone where the sort of 2 zones sort of mix and mingle. So you're pulling up onto one of the last low piers, because the rest are built at the height of the other ships, which is like about 8 feet taller than where you are, to offload. So as people are being offloaded and people are moving, that sort of stuff, the merchant turns to you, help, and thanks you again and your group for an amazing job of protecting his property. If you ever want, sorry,
I'll just ask him if he could provide a reference to the Merchants Guild as I'm looking to secure passage up to Borisov.
Borisov. Okay, a second. Okay, so he says he'll do one better than that. He points to a ship, and he says, "I know the captain of that ship. I will inquire. I will definitely write you the reference, but I will inquire on your behalf to see whether or not. And I am actually happy to pay for your passage to Borisov."
Oh, that would be amazing. Thank you.
Well, that's in such he holds you in such high stead. He's willing to do that, and he also talks to you a little bit about, should you ever decide to become permanent sort of raft guards, he would be most happy to talk about a much more long-term beneficial contract between him and your team.
I sort of laugh a bit and say, while some of my friends here might be interested in something like that, obviously as a druid I have higher callings. I appreciate the offer though.
Well, he says you can't blame a man for trying. He says, if you can return information to the raftman, and he points out one of the raftmen, as to where your lodgings are in the city, I will make sure that the reference is delivered, and I will go await your reply, and I will send any information I gather from my captain friend to your lodgings once you make us aware of where that is. So he pays you out the agreed sum, which is something like two bar each, and then he goes about his business.
Actually, he might be able to recommend a place to stay.
Well, he's a merchant, so he knows lots of merchant places. He just tells you to avoid the northwest quarter.
Right.
Let's just say it's not the most reputable part of town.
I'm also going to inquire as we disembark if he knows of a decent money changer here in...
He says, "Oh, there's money changers aplenty in Skagin, my friend, but be prepared to pay a pretty penny." It is a mercantile town.
Yeah, well...
Profit is paramount. But if you're a good barterer, you may get a good deal.
Yeah, well,
I won't say a fair deal, but a good deal.
Yeah, I was about to say, if he just happens to know where one that he's dealt with, and considers...
He says, "No, I'm a merchant. I do money lending and changing."
Right.
But unfortunately, I'm not in the business of money changing at the moment.
Right.
He would say then, he gives you the name of 3 of the money lenders he's aware of that you might get a relatively good deal from.
Right.
And he says, and if you want favor, don't mention my name to them.
No.
You will get a price hike if you do.
Yeah.
So you guys, you get up to basically to the port gates, the lower port gates. The gates are open, and there are several people seeming to be moving freely in and out. But they seem to be more on like business, carting bits and pieces to and fro. As you guys enter, the guards sort of step forward and challenge you and say, state your business for Smorgon.
Looking for passage through to Borisov.
Druid business.
Shit, that's all he's got to say. Druid business.
Yeah, no. Well. As Drit steps forward and says that, they sort of look like they're about to launch into something, and then now it says Druid business, and it's sort of, you can see that it shakes them a little bit, and they're sort of a little bit not sure to say. Please be aware, sir and company, that, and then they notice, I'm going to say, oh, sorry, your worships, and company, that Smorgon is a town held together by laws, and they go through, they need to ask you for patience while they go through the more serious ones. Smorgon, the main law seems to be repayment. So repayment can come in a different number of ways. It can be money, it can be goods, it can be indentured slavery. They don't tend to kill people here. A murderer is given indentured slavery to the family that they have, or who they have murdered, for like 20 years or something. So it's all based on that sort of thing. You sort of get the idea. I mean, if we're talking in modern day times, people are profit units, and it would be foolish to waste a profit unit by killing them if they kill someone. So it's more about how can you make a profit out of it, sort of thing. You get that idea within the first 5 minutes of them describing most of their rules.
The third
I'm
rule
just
of acquisition.
Not going to mention that I lit up a bunch of marauders with fireballs that could have been indentured servants, so we're going to leave that alone.
Okay. Well, that didn't happen within the confines of Smorgon.
Smorgon.
Yeah. Smorgon confines are basically, he almost points, you know, where the last of the shanty town sort of stops and the beginning of that sort of river embattlement starts. That's the edge of what they say is Smorgon law.
Oh, okay.
And you'll notice that is because it's very clearly defined right around the city.
Okay. Any other serious rules?
Well, there's the ones about magic. You can't practice magic in there. If you defend yourself, as long as you don't damage anything, you are okay. If someone's trying to kill you, your job is to render them unconscious, not to kill them, basically. Because then, I mean, you potentially will gain an indentured servant if you want to take it to a court of law sort of thing. You know, so it's a bit of an odd law system. It is all based on the profit unit.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm just
you
gonna
go and do something without being employed to do something. You could, now, you can get a writ to practice basically what we would consider advertisement of your abilities. So you could like hawk your magical wares within certain limits, but you'd need to pay for the writ for that. The only people who don't seem to be included in all that are the druids.
Are there any big forges here?
Big,
you know, forges.
Forges.
Like,
There's tons. Yeah.
I mean, like one main one where maybe I could go sell my magical wares and help them out with some fuel consumption or something.
You got to remember, or your pyrotechnics will be okay, but your other magic probably won't be.
Affect normal fires
They
if
talk
I
about the.
make it smaller.
Sorry?
The heat output is the same. They affect normal fires, so I can make a fire really small, but it doesn't affect the heat output. It only heat output. It affects how much is actually how much fuel is actually being used.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the Golden Dragon Forge seems to come up in their conversation.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna let the party know I'm gonna go off to Golden Dragon Forge to see if I can't make a little bit of money here.
Okay. Radio, so Drip charges that and takes off. Tatwald's already taken off somewhere.
I gotta find a room.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
Looking for an inn and passing a message back to the merchant.
Okay. So there are many inns. What sort of quality are you looking for, Halt?
Something that costs about a bar a night, I guess.
Okay, so relatively good
Anyway,
quality.
Robin.
Yep. Okay, so the first person you ask home tends to ignore you about knowing where the Druid Circle is. You ask several other times that they tend to ignore you.
I'm actually sorry, Steve. Yeah, if there is a Druid Circle here, then I'll probably approach them for accommodation as opposed to staying in it.
Okay, so it's at that stage when you suddenly think, oh shit, I wonder if I should, that you hear Haim sort of is not looking terribly happy, and
freak the fuck out. Sure, Lazar.
hey.
I'm the CEO host of What's Trending. Oh yeah.
He's on the phone, I think.
Oh, okay. Trying to work out what the hell he's saying. Okay, so Haim, when you sort of about the third or fourth person who's ignored you or given you a dirty look, a young girl in her teenage years, a dumpy little girl, but she says, "I'm sorry, sir, but there is no Druid Circle in Skagin." She looks a bit dirty. She looks a bit, you know, how can I say it? A little bit unkempt. And so that's when you get informed how that there is none. She says, "What's an orphanage?" Oh, you mean the workhouse? She says it's not a very nice place, but and she sort of indicates that it's up towards one of the hills in the northwest sector of the town. And oh yep, where you go, Dave?
I've got to say that very first time I saw him in the video, I thought I was supposed to be 10 words or less.
Okay, rightio. Rightio. She looks like she's hoping that you might offer her something for her kindness.
No matter that, just everything he does, his rise over the last couple of years. Yeah, he's really smart, really great guy. I know so many vloggers that are annoyed by him just because his content is such good quality.
Whoa. She thanks you most profusely and says if she could but return this to her family first, she's more than hopeful that you would like to employ her as your guide while in the city. And that you're extremely kind and she doesn't understand the other people's rudeness towards you.
How do you not know this? Oh, no, I do follow. He is strong.
So while you can, oh, yep, okay. Okay, so she says, if you could give me a few moments, I'll return to my family with this. great gracious gift, and return as fast as I can, if you don't mind waiting here, sir. So she takes off real quick. What are the rest of you doing? Looking around. The cities are quite... okay, what you notice in Smorgon, the streets, they are all cobbled. You can't see any dirt. Once you get past the walls, there is no dirt on the grounds. There may be gardens, but there's no dirt. It's all cobbled.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, they have like 2 different levels of cobble. On both sides, roughly 4 feet wide, are these sort of raised cobbles. And then in the middle, you have this roughly 25 feet wide section that seems to service as the road. People tend to walk on the raised parts, and they seem to let the carriages and things and horses and things move on the sort of lower section.
Footpath and road.
And every now and then you see a hole in the ground, off on the side between the raised edge and the...
Oh yeah, I've seen that one
edge.
before. That's the sewers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jara has those.
Yeah. So she comes back in short time. Big smile on her face. Her face seems to be a little bit cleaner. She's a bit flushed, but panting a little bit. And she says, "So where would you like to go, sir?"
Awesome. Not a unicorn. Call it whatever street.
Like I say, I'm going to try and track down one of the money lenders, money changers, sorry, that the merchant
Yeah. Do you know where to go?
mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah, like anyone that speaks out against them.
So you ask around for some people?
Yeah, and I'm going to, ensure that before I actually enter any such establishment, I'm going to ensure that the sort of, I've got my armor at the top sort of a little bit loose, so I can use the old cleavage and attempt to sort of thing. And
Okay. Can I just ask you, how do you intend to get back to the group?
yeah, okay, fine. Well, my guess is that I will probably end up meeting whoever Helt sends back to the barge to sort of let us know where they've.
Okay, so you're going to go back to the barge to find out.
That's what I'm going to go up.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay. Right, so you're going off hunting down one of these main vendors. Okay, Helt. Sorry, Haim. We bring her over to Helt. Introduce her. Her name is. Her name is going to be Golga. No,
What a pretty name.
No, it was not going to be Golga because you're a Gog. That'd be too silly. Galga. There you go. Galga. Okay, so she explains to you, Helt, that this thing of orphanage, for some reason your friend calls it an orphanage, it's called the workhouse. It's where the children who don't have families go to work for enough food and shelter to keep themselves alive.
Does this concept sound familiar?
Unfortunately, in Skagin, very familiar. And those people who are in the workhouses consider themselves lucky because there's nothing for anyone else. You either have wealth and money and a position of some sort, or you're in the workhouse, or you are dying somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Or feral. So, Helt, she gets to tell you about that, and she asks, "And where would you like to go, sir?"
Are there any magic people here? Just, wizards.
She seems to be actually totally ignorant of the fact that you're a druid, by the way. Magic, you mean like wizards?
Yeah.
I don't know wizards. I'd stay away from them. They're dangerous. My mother has always told me, stay away from wizards.
Dangerous.
They are if you shoot arrows at them.
Take me to the best sweet shop in town.
That is true, Steve. She knows to stay away from them, and she knows where they are.
She says that she wouldn't. She's always been told never to go there, but that's because that's where foreigners are, and that's where the wizards might be. But the sweet shop, she can definitely take you to a place like that.
Cool.
Yep. So she can take you there within like 5 minutes. And she says, and if you wait after hours, sometimes the good wife will leave the leavings of the day out for, and then she sort of gets a little bit coy and a little bit, her voice sort of fades away. Street kids.
It's 5 a.m., man.
Yep. We'll finish very shortly.
Half a bar on a whole lot of candies.
Whoa, okay.
I'll take a few of them for the group, and I'll actually give the rest to her to give to her friends.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Good deed for the day. Since Iman's obviously taken a liking to her. And then not really having anywhere that I need her to guide me, I'll just ask her to take me to a place to stay.
Okay, so she leads you through town a little bit. She takes you through places, and as she's going, she sort of forgets herself, and she says, "Oh, it looks nice, that place, but you don't want to go there." And she sort of tells you whole lots of little sort of insights and little rumors and little superstitions about stuff. So in amongst all that, she does point out to two tavern inns that you really don't want to go to, given the description she gives. But she does end up, there's a small weenie a tavern inn. It's a small little place. It's out of the way, called the Ivy Tower. It is a single-story building, and it has a very small tower of around about a height of about 3 levels. Ivy growing all over it, sort of thing, and that's where it gets its name. She says that the tavern owner there, she'll look after you. She's a very respectable lady. She helps a lot of our street kids.
Cool. Sounds like a nice person. Well, there and yeah, just go in and see the tavern keeper.
Okay, so you walk in, and there's something. Okay, Ongan, you spot it straight away. Halflings live in this place. It's human-sized, but there's so much halfling adaptation here. Yeah. So as you open the door, you hear a little ring, and then from behind the desk, bar, whatever, you hear this female voice. Somebody must be under there doing something, saying, "I'll be with you in a moment." Do you want to go over to the bar?
I'll just sort of take a look around the place.
It's extremely homey. It is
Any
small.
tapestries or paintings that might...
There are a whole lot of, well, interesting pictures, if that's the best way to describe them. It's looked like a whole lot of little kids have done them and then been put up on the wall.
Okay.
So after a short while, you hear a bit of huffing and puffing, and then like emerging from the bar, someone just beamed up and stand up straight. It's like she is climbing something to get over the bar. You see this huge, rosy-cheeked, very, very chubby, elderly halfling lady, and she introduces herself as Reba Doodleson. Doddleson.
Okay. I'll
That was the name of my husband.
Okay. Was you say?
This used to be his. When he died, I carry on the business. It used to be Doddleson's Rest. I've renamed it the Ivory the Ivy Tower.
Ivy Tower. Okay.
And then she spots Ongen and she says, "Oh, excuse me." And she gets down and she runs over and gives Ongen a big, huge hug and a kiss and greets you in all halfling fashion. "It's so fresh to see another countryman," she says. "Please, all of you, come in, come in, come in. Sit down, sit down."
She doesn't seem to have noticed that we're druids.
No, not yet.
Okay.
But she seems to be very friendly.
Okay. Well, she seems nice.
So she sort of quickly runs away, gets some food, and she starts piling some food up on the table. She says, "Look at you, you wee one," talking to Ongen. "You're all skin and bones. You need a good feed, that's what you need. Your mother would be so disappointed. You've got hardly any flesh on that cheek. Look, I can squeeze it. And there's nothing there."
Alt has a big grin on his face watching this.
Yep. And she sort of piles up the food. She said, "Look, it's just so nice seeing a countryman. So, your business here is what? Do you wish a room or rooms or?"
Yeah. That's why we're here. We need a place to stay.
Well, the Ivy Tower is a small tavern inn, mainly for the genteel, the quiet, the people who want a nice quiet sup and quiet talk of an evening. She's only got 2 rooms that she can actually let out, but there is the common room, and she's happy to let out the common room for 5 centibar a person per night, and that'll include a nice breakfast meal. If you want an evening meal, that you'll have to take that up to another 5 decibar. But she says, "But these are halfling-sized meals, I'll be telling you boys. Halfling-sized, if you know what I mean." And she pats Ongen on his tummy and says, "You're wasting away, lad." And yeah, the rooms themselves, they'll be going for half a bar a night. And you're more than welcome to look to see if her accommodation is what you're wanting.
Cool. Yeah. Well, can we take a look?
Certainly.
People will the rooms sleep?
The rooms will sleep 1 a person.
Okay. I'll take a look.
Okay. So the rooms are, as I said, homely, not flash or anything, but everything that you basically need is there. She shows you the back, and it's a small courtyard. So it's sort of like a gardeny bar sort of thing. And then behind a wall, she says, "This is, if you need to, this is where you can take a wash. There's the fire that you have to fire up to heat the water. And then, so you can take a bath there. The ablution block is opposite that through those doors there. There's a part of the courtyard, there's some sort of, clothesline sort of thing. And there's probably a chook or 2 wandering around in the back. Don't mind them, they produce the fresh eggs. Just be careful." And there's a small garden. Vegetable garden lined with some flowers. So, and it's all encased in a sort of a tall, about 10 foot, 11 foot whitewashed wall. There are a couple of buildings that look down into the courtyard. Nothing looks into the bath area. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So she says, "Will this fulfill your needs, gentlemen?"
That's unfortunate. I realised that my mic was muted. I've been talking this entire time.
I was wondering if that was the case.
Shit. That's unfortunate.
Okay.
Yeah. So common
We'll
rooms.
finish it there for Scott for now. So what did you want to do last thing, Ongen? And we'll stop it there for tonight.
Common room's fine for Ongen with the morning and evening meal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And other than that, did you get the PM?
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, other than that, nothing really. And finishes the night. Finishes the day out for rebuilding all of that extra plumpness that's needed.
Mm-hmm.
And,
well, you know what you're looking forward to. You're looking to a home cooked meal.
Yeah.
It's like at least 7 courses.
Yep. Going to be polishing everyone. Polishing
and
off
she
everyone.
probably is going to insist that you take a second morning tea with you wherever you go.
I'm not going to decline.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, we'll leave it there, gentlemen. You've secured a place in rooms. I'll just describe, as people move in, you do know that the people that are coming in are of the older, more quieter type people, but that doesn't mean they're sedentary. Megan, for example, you can pick out quite a what you think is probably an experienced warrior there. There's several men there that would have appeared to you who've led some exciting lives with from some of the scars and things you can see on them, and just the way they carry themselves. There's a certain level of confidence that you associate with like a warrior or a hero or something. But these people are very quiet, very just friendly. Not overly friendly, but if you sit down and want to talk to them, they'll probably have a bit of a chin wag with you. They do tend not to want to go near anything too personal about themselves, nor do they intrude by asking you guys a lot of questions. Yeah. So I think that's where we'll leave it, and we can open up the next one at the Ivory Tower with a little bit more information if you want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So Thorin, you'll eventually understand, and you'll get the directions to get to the Ivory Tower with you and Tatwal. It's going to cost you that money. The money lender. I can just do that now.
So I'm just going to sell it off as have I got some rare and sort of coins that we've managed to dig out of the Iron Swamp.
You're doing those coins.
Yeah.
Oh,
those
I know.
coins.
I need to do different for that. Sorry. I thought these were just ordinary money changing. We'll have to do that next time. Yeah,
Okay.
That's cool.
Well,
That's
just
wait, what?
Email me in the week. More of the because I held some back. I only gave you bid.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But if
Okay,
you just
folks.
email me in the week, then Steve, just so we can kick off next week.
I'll need to know if you email me how much you've got, and we'll have an email conversation.
I can tell you it's 300.
Okay, 300 silver.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All good. Okay, righto, guys. Thank you very much. Have a really excellent day. We'll catch you next week, unless you're going to be here tomorrow for
Supers.
pow, whack, thack, bam, on all the rest of it.
Trying to dig a dragon out of a lake.
No. You don't have to dig the dragon. Anyway. But yeah, we'll catch you tomorrow at 7ish. Otherwise, guys, have fun. Don't forget, keep on updating the community and all the other extra bits.
Currently writing chapter 4 before I go back and do chapter 3.
Okay. Cool. That's all
The
good.
words combat writing. It sucks.
You don't have to make it too detailed, but make it exciting.
But that's the point for me that this time around. It's a whole story.
I know. Well, you've barely started the story, guys. I've got to say that you've barely started the story. I am hoping it's going to heat up when you get to Borisov. For an obvious reason, if you just were to look a few more miles northwest.
This session was already hot.
With Gommel.
It was already hot. For some marauders, perhaps extra hot, extra crispy.
Yeah, extremely hot, then a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
My problem is exactly where are we going to end up wintering? I'm hoping we're going to make it back down to Jara.
Well, that's another experience, huh?
Mm.
When
Well,
to
these
go,
guys.
anyone?
I was about to say. No, I think the big one for me is the Red Brick Inn. How many of these guys have not had that experience ever?
All but Scott.
Yeah.
So they all have to do that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. No, that's all cool. Okay, guys. Well, thank you. I'll just wait for Dave to finish his typing, and then we'll. Cool. Have fun in Holland, matey.
Yep.
Buy lots of licorice or whatever they do over there. See you later. Okay, guys.
Be
Catch
real
you all later.
tall. Isn't that
Yeah,
what they're famous
yeah.
for? Being really
I
tall.
don't know. And growing poppies.
The color
Well,
orange.
Yes, the colour orange. Yes.
Yeah, we know. Well-traveled people.
Of course we are.
You know,
Okay,
but
Okay then. See you guys later.
So, yeah.
Cool.